This is Pat Dynamite, and you're watching BJDG Talks Wrestling. When Dynamite blows up, they don't get up.
Welcome back, everybody. BJ here. DG there.
What is going on? Boy, what a busy week it's been. I've had to catch up on a lot of wrestling today before this show. So I have Saturday Night Main Event and Friday Night SmackDown in that order of how I watched them in my head.
He's been a busy boy.
I have been. And if you want to know what I did this weekend, tune in Tuesday for Indie Spotlight, where I will tell all. Well, not tell all. There's some things I can't tell. But, I will talk about it. As well as we will have a special guest as well. That announcement should be coming out. If not tonight, at some point, it will be afternoon tomorrow.
And Pete will be there too.
Oh, yeah, and Pete will be there. As well as we'll be talking SPO Live, The Sit Down, which was very interesting. And yesterday's show, Fighting for Lindenwold.
The first public show at the PWSA that I was not able to attend.
And everybody was asking about you.
I'm sure. Whoa, you were glitching there.
Glitchy, glitchy, glitchy.
I don't know if you said anything, but you were glitching.
Man, the internet's holding me down, bro. But yeah, let's get started. We have a lot of reviewing and previewing to do this week, as last night was Saturday night's main event. And then tonight we have AEW Double or Nothing. Also, let's not forget, next Sunday, early start time of 2 o'clock, we have Clash in Italy, WWE's PLE.
Still to be determined what we're going to do as far as our show, because we also have an event to go to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, I can say I won't. I obviously, if there's somehow, I don't. Maybe we do it on Saturday. No, we might not have a show next week until Tuesday.
Well, Monday night.
Well, yeah, Monday night.
But yeah, I was thinking it wouldn't even really make sense to do a pre-recorded thing because we have Clash in Italy in the afternoon Saturday. So wait a minute.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Maybe a Clash watch along live.
I won't be able to do that. Okay, because Clash starts at 2 on Sunday. Where will I have to be at 2 o'clock?
Oh, it's Sunday. I'm thinking it's Saturday. I'm thinking Clash is Saturday. My bad.
You'll be able to catch us Monday night and then for Indie Spotlight.
Is it Sunday?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was Saturday.
Nope. You're where I was last week now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Still recovering from that 4-hour show on Tuesday, huh?
Such a great show. If anyone out there is watching this and has not seen our show from Tuesday, we did an interview with Sam Adams, not the beer, the wrestler from Puerto Rico. Amazing guy, amazing stories. He was one of our best guests. And then we were invaded by none other than Jay George, formerly of Blackout. We now know he's associated with Hybrid Wrestling. And Yeah, let's just say he wasn't the most pleasant of guests that we've had. I think him and Declan Grant are on the more unpleasant side. Um, and then yeah, we talked about SPO dodgeball, was it?
No, the sit down. Oh no, no,
No,
no.
we
Yeah, what was it? No, it wasn't dodgeball. Viva la
no, it
Bill.
wasn't dodgeball. Viva la Bill, that was it. Yeah, we went through that,
Viva
and
la Bill.
it was a very fun show. So everybody go ahead and check that out. I had to put it over with a
Scan
long.
that QR code and go watch it, and go watch Fighting for Lindenwald as well. It is in 2 parts on the channel. Go check those shows out so you know what's going to be going on when we talk about it on Tuesday.
Absolutely. Yeah, sorry for the long promo, but I had to, it was a long show. I had to type it up.
Hey, fans that we have, how do you feel about that?
And there was much rejoicing.
Yowie wowie.
So yeah, TV wrestling, or not anymore, really.
Yeah, it was Peacock Wrestling.
Yeah, oh yeah. Um, I said it to you when we got into the stream before we went on air. This was all of the evidence I needed to decide to cancel my Peacock subscription. I'm I'm no longer interested in main event. It's a cookie cutter show that's hyped up like a PLE, but is worse quality than a Raw. Excuse me. There was nothing wrong with the matches. You know what I mean? The match, everybody in ring performed great. Some of the matches were pretty good. Nothing blew me away, and I wasn't into it. It didn't really hold my attention for most of the show.
It was what I expected it to be.
And that's the worst part. It was what I expected.
But even when I was younger, maybe the matches were more exciting, but it could also just be the difference in age now of my expectations of certain things.
Yeah.
As I said to you, it even felt like the main event was a mid-card match at best, because that's pretty much what it was. Nothing against Logan Paul, Austin Theory, nothing against the Street Profits. But I felt like, yeah, I felt like the entire card lacked something that felt like a main event.
It was so average that and you gotta like I said, all the matches in ring were great. It was just a matter of the matches they chose for the show. You would off air you would discuss, hey, what's up, Tara? Off air you would discuss them putting something out, taking something on Clash of Italy to put there. Yeah, well, I agree with that.
As I said to you, before we went live when we were talking about this, if it was me and I'm just looking at the cards, I'm like, all right, we're doing Becky Soul. We have a plan for that. We could do that match on Raw with the exact same setup, and I would have put Tribal Combat on Saturday night's main event because it would have made people tune in. It would, regardless of what happens, that's the match everybody would wanted to see, and they would have stuck around for. And it's a match to where how much fans want Jacob Fatu to win. Roman's not dropping the title yet.
I agree with them not putting Saul Becky on as the main event because of the way that match played out. You don't want to leave that bad taste in people's mouth. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To go home.
So, but in the end, it's just Saturday night's main event. It's never been something truly spectacular outside of a couple things to where matches lived up, just not the finish of the match itself. Of what us or other fans expected to happen. Like this would be the first time I would say since it's come back that nothing about it felt special. Even the presentation was different because they would do like somebody sitting at a podium in between the matches talking about stuff. Like they took that away for some odd reason. Like stuff that made Saturday Night Main Event special that you don't do on any other show.
We don't want to pay someone to hold the mic. Well, back in the day.
Sunday Night Heat was on MTV at one point.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Main Event? Or are we talking
Yeah,
like just like main event show and not Saturday night's main event there?
yeah,
John in the chat.
Yeah.
But I remember at one point like Sunday Night Heat was on there I think it was near the very end. It went to MTV. But yeah, let's talk about some of the matches on Saturday night's main event. It's about that time there. The show kicked off with Jay Cargill, B-Fab, and Meechin taking on We're Not Friends, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, and them teaming with WWE Women's Champion Rhea Ripley.
I mean, this one was fine. It was a fun match.
It was a good solid opener.
Yeah. They did their best to not expose Jade. It ended how it should have. You know.
Agreed. Just because of the pay-per-view or PLE coming up, it makes sense. Or whenever their match is.
Now, do you agree with this being in the opener spot? If
Yes.
all matches played out as they did, do you agree with this being in the opener spot?
Now this is a match that you could have built up a little bit more to be the main event and for it to feel like it, because you have one of your world champions in the match, but WWE always starts with something like that too. And maybe in the case of it being Saturday Night Main Event, a 6-person tag would have been better. Just like I said, the idea, the tag titles main event, to where you could have held off on that match and you could have made that a 6-man tag and added Rollins or Joe Hendry into that mix. Because, and you would have still been building on another storyline and save that tag team title match for Monday night on Raw.
Yeah. Or whatever. Yeah,
I'm just looking at the earliest time, given that the PLE is fully booked.
I don't know. They have their reasons for booking things. In my opinion, like, it was fine as an opener, but it could have gone either way. That one could have gone middle of the card, could have gone main event if built better. I just feel like there were better choices on the card as the matches played out for the opening match.
I mean, looking at it, like just the card in general, as I go back to my notes, maybe the other match I put in there to start is either the Intercontinental title or the tag team title. Because the one thing I will give them credit for when I'm looking at this card is all 3 championship matches were the last 3 matches.
Yeah. And as I stated to you also, very female heavy card, which is not necessarily a bad thing, and don't get the wrong idea. I'm saying it because I feel like that's taking talent off of, that's taking female talent off of Clash in Italy. Or like giving them less of a spotlight on Clash in Italy.
Well, Rhea and Jade and Becky and Soul are going to be on Clash in Italy, and that's 2/5 of that card. With 2 of them being men's world championship matches, and then Brock Lesnar, Obafemi too, which, very interesting enough, you look at this card now, it's all second-time matches.
Yeah, come to think of it.
Cody Rhodes Gunther 2, Roman and Jacob Fatu Part 2, Lesnar Femi 2, Rhea and Jade 2, and then Lynch Ruka 2.
Wow. Clash, rematch in Italy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The match was fine.
I think it did what it needed to do, because you have to make it look like that Jade can beat Rhea, and 2 nights in a row she got the upper hand on her, be it by attack from behind or attack after a match or some nefarious means of her being distracted or something to pick up the win. You know, because
Yeah, it had
that's
to
what
be
you expect. Yeah, that's what you expect at that point.
Yeah. It was fun. It was fun. It didn't blow me away.
It was Saturday night mid card event.
Yeah. It just should have just dropped the main event. Just called, sir, sorry. Should have just dropped the Saturday night and called it main event.
But even then, main event's not main event.
It was like a PLE for the show main, like if main event was its own brand, like that was the PLE.
But yeah, then after that, we go into non-title match, Sol Ruka versus Becky Lynch. And now BJ disappears.
No, I'm here. I just noticed that my glass was empty.
Didn't you just fill it?
Before we went on air, so that was like at least 20 minutes ago.
We've been live for 16 minutes.
Yeah. Before we went on, like, well before we went on air. All right, I have 2 of these. Yeah. There we go. Go on.
But yeah, so why don't you repeat some of the points you had about how they've been booking Sol Ruka recently?
Super disappointing. They've been booking her to look very weak. They've been booking her finisher to look nowhere near as good as it did so far, in every other Fed, or not Fed, but in every other, what am I trying to say here? I'm sorry. I was trying to find a glass.
Show.
Yeah, brand. That's the word. Yeah, man, I was very disappointed with not the outcome. I'm fine with the outcome. I was very disappointed. Sorry, fine with the result, but how it got to that point, yeah, they're making Soul look way worse than we know that she is if we've ever seen her in NXT, and especially the Soul Snatcher.
Yeah, and like I said, the EO one was one of those things to where it does make sense. Former multi-time world champion, she went for it, and the champion saw it coming. Former champion saw it coming and got the roll up on it. That's fine.
It's like EO.
Yeah, and that's fine. In this case, it just seems like they're making it where the veteran stars have her scouted. Which makes me feel like they're getting ready to have her introduce a new finish that nobody's seen yet. Which I'm kind of hoping it's a submission hold.
The Soul Grabber. No, yeah, that is one possibility, but like at the expense of like burying her. Whoa. Yeah, you know what I mean? It just feels like they're burying her to build her up.
They're making I feel like it's not necessarily burying her, it's making her look like a rookie, and from somebody who's going up against somebody who has main evented WrestleMania. Somebody who won 2 titles, not unified, but Becky 2 belts.
Right, but I mean, why put her in that position unless you're going to put her over? You know?
because the
But
rookie has to overcome. And it's not just a rookie overcoming a veteran, it's a rookie overcoming a heel veteran. Because as we see how that match ends, Becky Lynch pulls Jessica Carr into the Soul Snatcher.
right, right. You see, and all that's fine, but they're just making Soul and her finisher look like shit.
They're making it
And
look they're making it look like she telegraphs it. That's how I feel like they know when she's going to go for it. She's telegraphing the spot to her opponent.
I mean, maybe that's the case. Maybe it's something that people like us would pick up on that the rest of the people watching wouldn't, and they would just be like, "Wow, she's trash. She can't even hit her finisher."
You,
You know?
yeah, you know it. Like to me, it's like um baseball as the example, right? Some pitchers have tells of what pitch they're throwing before they throw it,
I get
or in
what you mean.
football, or like in
Yeah.
football, like when they line up like this, 9 times out of 10 they do this. We know what they're doing. Maybe it's just something that's the case, and I mean it's a wait and see. I'm kind of hoping they're setting that up as a signature move, so she
But to the
doesn't.
casual, but to the casual observer, what is someone going to think if they keep seeing her? You know
I
what I
think
mean?
I think between casual users it becomes 50-50. One being 50 being, oh, she can't hit her finish, and the other 50 being like, she's a rookie.
Yeah, but then it's like if
Now
she's a
here
rookie, why
now
are they
now here
putting
now
her up against these,
now here come now
these
here
names?
comes the issue. Now I would be more toward agreeing with you if we were talking about somebody like Maxine countering the soul snatch
Right.
or stepping back. No, it's been two former world champions that have done this.
Or even
You,
like Me Chin.
yeah, somebody who you're like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
because
No, fair enough.
we're not talking about them seeing it and just pushing her off the turnbuckle. They're like, we're talking about they're letting her go into it and they're countering it when she can't do nothing about it.
Yeah. But I don't know. To the casual observer who's not picking up on those things, like that was the first thing I thought. You know what I mean? Of course you are, Archive. That was the first thing I thought with the EO situation. I was like, wow, they're really burying her and her finisher. And now with Becky. Um, well, I
I
mean,
think
it
they
makes sense,
it,
but like the average fan doesn't pick up on that.
even at the end of her NXT run, it started looking telegraphed a little bit. Like people, it almost like they know it's her go-to move in almost any circumstance. So they're just waiting for it.
Watch, there's gonna be a promo on Raw. Like Becky's gonna be like, "You tried to hit me with that move. I know what you're doing. I know when it's coming. Everybody does."
Good. I hope they do because that's
And
even
then we'll have to clip this and play it back.
and not use that footage with it.
No, we'll just reverse it and reverse the visual and then pitch down the audio.
And then we'll also put like a filter on it.
Yeah.
We'll put like an infrared filter on it.
Yeah, I will say we all know what happened. Well, if you weren't watching. Anyway,
But yeah, this isn't like I said. I don't feel like she's in the position she's in for a reason, and it's not like we're talking about somebody like a Braun Breaker coming debuting, and we know he can hold up. Trick Williams, we knew he could hold up. Mello, who they're finally giving time to, no, we know he can hold up.
we knew Saul can hold up, but now I'm doubting it. It wasn't too soon. She killed it down on NXT for a while.
Yeah, but you can't have. Here's the idea too. If every NXT standout that gets called up has this big run to start their run up there, Nobody, just like Money in the Bank, somebody eventually has to fail.
So what you're saying is they can't all be Kevin Owens. Some of them have to be Karrion Kross.
Now we're not going that far down. She's still above that because she hasn't gotten turned. She didn't go from surfer to like rollerblader.
Look, it's like the bottom is like the Ascension, and then from there it's like Karrion Kross,
Not
and she's
Karrion Kross.
like,
Karrion Kross gladiator gimmick is the bottom.
no, the Ascension was way worse. They were so good in NXT, and then main roster they come out. It's like, what? What are they doing? They're ruining these guys. I'll have to think about that. Maybe we'll make a list of like
But
worst,
yeah,
top 10
Becky,
worst
yeah.
call-ups.
But the finish of the match being Becky Lynch pulls Jessica Carr. Jessica Carr takes the thing. Becky Lynch outside. I just love Becky Lynch's reaction outside the ring. She goes to the timekeepers, grabs her belt, and then the announcer going, "And your winner by disqualification, Sol Ruka," and Becky Lynch just losing her mind. Like, she hit the ref. You pulled the ref into that. You're disqualified. The ref was where she was supposed to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Making Jessica Carr look like she was just doing her job and was doing her job well.
After the match, Sol Ruka gets attacked while she's checking on the ref by Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, 3 manhandle slams. And then the best thing, we get a little ad break, come back. We have a segment with her talking to Nick Aldis, who's like, "Hey, so I just got off the phone with Adam Pearce. Guess what? Because of your actions out there, now you're defending the championship against Sol Ruka in Clash in Italy." Which makes sense. She still picked up a win over the champion, and we know when a champion loses to a challenger in any type of match, they get a title shot.
No matter how it happens.
Yeah. After that, interview with the Irresistible Forces, talking about their upcoming women's tag team championship match a bit later. But then, what I would say was the match of the night, in all honesty.
Hold on a second. Archives. I agree 100%, and I can't wait for it.
When?
No, they can keep this going forever.
No. Dude, this has been going almost a year now.
Yeah.
This was last summer. Yeah. If I don't get my payoff soon, I'm moving my stock elsewhere.
Well, my stock is elsewhere.
Well, then you're not even invested in this.
I'm not 100%, but I'm like, I have an eye on it. I might reinvest.
But yeah, after that, we get what I think was the match of the night. Penta and Ethan Page for the Intercontinental
Oh, absolutely. Title. And you had said before we went on air that this, maybe you said, I don't know, you said at some point.
Hold on, just real quick. Jessica Carr is already a wrestler. She wrestles in Evolve under a mask.
This may have been a better opener. The the IC championship match, and I think that the only reason maybe it wasn't the opener is because you don't want 3 women's matches like clumped together in a row, and also the star power in the 6-woman tag as opposed to a guy who's pretty new.
Now, hold on. You want to talk about people getting buried? Archives just buried Jessica Carr. Buried.
I haven't seen her ability. But yeah, I would agree with the decision that they made to put this 6-woman tag first, but this could have been a good opener.
Mm.
You,
No,
you
no.
just don't
So,
want to.
you have this. Like how I look at it is, you swap the 6-woman tag with this, and you let the women have the middle of the show.
um, yeah, at one point I cracked myself up thinking about, I'm disappointed that I didn't use it in the right setup, but I'm just gonna reveal it. I like popped myself calling this Saturday Night Evolution.
Dude, that would be a sick name for a show, though.
Well, I mean, it was pretty much like a women's card with a couple men's matches sprinkled in.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with that. It's
No,
just the
there's not, but
it,
advertising.
it's just that 6-woman tag could have been in a better spot, and I feel like the middle of the show where the Intercontinental Championship matches was the better spot. But that's me, and that's okay. But yeah, Intercontinental Championship, Penta defending against Ethan Page. And as I said, in my opinion, probably the match of the night.
Yeah, very, very good match. I definitely think it was the match of the night. The main event being the second best match on the card. No offense, ladies. But this one was great. It was everything you would want it to be. Knowing the two guys involved, knowing,
Yeah.
What they're capable of. Yeah, Paige, very good storyteller in the
Yeah,
ring.
absolutely agree.
Yeah, well,
I mean, as a general rule, most companies have banned blading. So, but also
man.
New York is one of many states that has a state athletic commission, even when it comes to wrestling, and there must be a medical professional on duty at all times there.
Yep. Not just Dr. Redacted.
Which I don't even know what he's a doctor of. Okay.
I would think he's a surgeon.
Yeah, me too.
I would hope he's not a pediatrician. Yeah, so while Ginger disappears into the ether, um, Penta Ethan Page, yeah, two veterans new to WWE. Penta, I don't know if he's ever going to give up this Intercontinental Championship because I would have thought that this would be a good spot for it to happen. Um, but it seems they may be building to something different.
I still think somewhere is a fatal 4-way.
Yeah, it feels like with what Miro,
And then Javon Evans.
Rusev, and Javon Evans.
Miro Rusev Day.
I didn't mean to call him by his birth name.
Stupid idiot.
But yeah, I feel like that's where it's leading to. But these two put on a great match. They really did. Match of the night for Saturday night's main event.
Yeah. What?
What are you doing over there, buddy?
Just trying to adjust my jaw.
But yeah, so some great spots in this match. I like the announce table one that Penta took from Ethan Page. That was good. But like I said, fun match. I guess I think I watched too much wrestling in the time I've been awake today.
I probably have too, but it's been mostly indie.
Yeah, I have to watch back yesterday's main event just for critiquing purposes.
Yeah, I'm still on the third match from Friday, but I'm doing a rewatch.
But yeah, Penta retains the championship against Ethan Page. I think Ethan Page will be in line for another shot, but now it's going to be Javon Evans or Rusev next. You know, which it's just going to be one of those things that's going to lead to that fatal 4-way match.
Yeah.
Which might even happen at Clash in Italy if it wasn't for Brock Lesnar's return.
Yeah.
After that, we get our women's tag team championship match with Brie Bella and Paige defending against Nia Jax and brain farting.
Jakara Jackson?
No.
Oh, her old partner, Lash Legend.
Yes, there we go. Wow. Wow. Ooh wee.
I was right there with you. And yeah, that's kind of how I feel about this match. Like, it didn't really hold my interest. It was fine, but like I wasn't invested in it. But you know what? It's mostly because of the nostalgia pop for Brie and Paige. Like, I'm not into this whole thing, and I just can't wait until like the belts are on someone else, and I just don't really have to deal with seeing them.
You know, I felt like this would have been another good spot for those titles to maybe get dropped. But like I said, in the end, it's going to be something where they're going to wait for Nikki to be healthy and they'll turn on Paige.
Oh, yeah. And that's ultimately, I 100% agree that that's what they're building to. But, yeah, and I guess, like, it doesn't
Either that or
hurt
we're going to
not-
get work up for Divas. I was going to say, or we're going to get a work up toward Divas versus Women's Evolution's current generation War Games match.
Right.
And you know, the 4 names I would kind of throw in there: the Bellas, Paige, obviously, and then AJ Lee.
Yeah. I mean,
As the one team, and then the other team, that could be interesting because there's plenty of names that could get tossed into that.
And then after War Games, we never have to see him again?
I don't know. I don't work there. I'm not in charge. I'm not in charge of their talent department.
Well, put in your application, man. They're hiring anybody. Or at least that's how it seems.
They're hiring anybody, everybody, but nobody, and everybody's getting future endeavored. So best of luck.
More like they have a lot of interns.
Yeah, you don't gotta pay them fuckers.
Yeah.
Yes, that was needed because, well, they're interns. Who cares?
Go ahead, hit the MJF.
Okay, if you say so. Or did you mean this one?
Better than you, and you know it.
No, I think that's officially not the MJF now. The other one's got a lot more use. Thank you, Regal. Yeah, no, War Games. So who's their opponents?
Oh,
Charlotte, Bailey, Becky.
Who's the 4th?
A returning Sasha.
All right, enjoy the show.
I did that just to get a reaction, and now I know what that reaction was.
Bye-bye, bitch.
Ooh, Ronda Rousey.
You almost killed the show there, man.
I know. I'll shut up now. But no,
Okay, well, there was an applause and then he muted his mic. See, look what you fans did. But yeah, for that fourth, who I would plug in there, I guess it would kind of depend in the situation of who's in what storylines. But a couple of names, may Rhea Ripley, Io, if she's available, Bianca Belair, maybe Naomi, because she was a part of that Divas era as well. So her being on the other side would be interesting. And where is my dog? Okay.
Very interesting to hear you drop Bianca Belair's name.
Hey, if we gotta watch, if everybody has to suffer watching the Bellas, I'm Ginger. I'm all for making people suffer even more. So here's Bianca Belair. No, I got it. Goldberg. Hey, he's going to tap out to AJ Lee's submission hold. There's your finish.
Yeah, but AJ Lee haven't been active in a long time. AJ Styles is retired.
What?
AJ Styles and Dragon Lee.
Stupid idiot.
Right?
I gotta go deal with my dog real quick. So, what other names haven't I said that you think you could plug in there?
Yeah, in all seriousness, though, yeah. Right now, I guess it makes sense. Maybe Alexa, maybe Charlotte. What are we doing? 4-on-4 here? Yeah. Maybe Alexa, maybe Charlotte. Maybe you go like super young and go like Stephanie Vauquer.
Yes, I will love
He didn't mute his mic.
I will love you because I do love you.
He's talking to all of you.
Okay,
Rhea,
you got
Stephanie, Charlotte.
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Oh my God. I love you too.
Thank you, Mike Trash.
I really do. I love you too.
Good to hear from you, man. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope all's well.
You hear me? You need to stop. You need to stop. Okay?
Okay,
Can you do that for me?
I can.
Impulse control. We're going to start teaching you that.
Okay.
Stay!
Very nice, very nice.
Oh, wow, I forgot to mute my mic. Whoops.
We noticed.
Yep, I did it.
Yeah, you did that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't mean, I wasn't actually thinking about clicking off. I was just like, oh, some of them weren't highlighted, and then the bottom two, for some reason, weren't highlighted. But yeah, anyway, what names did you come up there with, buddy?
Rhea, Stephanie. Oh, good, his mic is muted now. Rhea, Stephanie, and I forget who I said. Man, my short-term memory sucks.
Hey, I was such an amateur. I did a better pre-show yesterday than you, Mr. Classy Mike Trash.
Charlotte. I did say Charlotte.
Well, we got 3 of the 4 horsewomen, and we're trying to just brainstorm
Charlotte, Rhea, Stephanie.
Stephanie McMahon.
That's who I'm talking about. What other Stephanie is there?
Look, man. Look, all I'm going to say is you need to go back and clean them bathrooms. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, how is everything now that Alex broke up with you guys?
All right, back to business. So, I it's accidentally derailed us.
That's fine. I maintained with the help of Classy Mike Trash. Okay, staying away from the ring for a while. I got you.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. A couple names I didn't say. Maybe a Nia Jax. Maybe a Lash Legend.
Okay,
Like,
but definitely Rhea is the obvious.
Rhea is the obvious one.
Oh,
You know,
Rhea, Stephanie, Soul, and Charlotte. I said.
Raquel.
But Roxanne over Raquel.
No, not in a war game situation. In a war game situation, I'll take Raquel over Roxanne.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
But what about Liv Morgan?
Roxanne's squirrely, man. Raquel's just big and powerful, but Roxanne's squirrely.
But exactly.
Liv, yeah, maybe Liv. I could throw Liv in there, but I would imagine she'd be busy elsewhere doing something else when this fictional match happens.
So let's just say the current trend, the booking of Bayley has been very not there lately. So let's take Bayley out of the equation.
I didn't say Bayley.
Well, Bayley's one of the 4 horsewomen.
I initially did when I was joking around.
Well, no. Well, if we're putting 3 of the 4 horsewomen in there, I'm just saying, what if we took Bayley out and we're plugging in 2 spots to be in there with Charlotte and Becky?
All right, Stephanie and Roxanne. Or Soul. Stephanie and Soul.
Why? So we can see her run up the cage like she's freaking Spider-Woman or something and hit a soul snatcher?
Yes.
Just like the only reason Io Sky is in a War Games match is for the trash can spot now.
Hey,
Let's
man,
be
I've seen
honest
a lot of
here.
people do trash can spots lately, and I've seen some of them in person. And love me a good trash can spot.
But let's move on to, because we still have a lot to talk about. We had a backstage segment with Paul Heyman and the Vision, which would also have a video promo in the middle showing Brock Lesnar handing Adam Pearce the contract that Brock already signed for a rematch, because Adam Pearce was not happy on Monday night with Brock coming back and doing what he did, which I have to say again, that was so, I don't care that I knew it was Brock Lesnar when he was standing behind him. It was very well done, because Brock Lesnar doesn't typically do those type of attacks. He comes out head on. But to it, and then our main event of Saturday night's main event, if you want to call it a main event, was for the World Tag Team Championships with the Vision, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory defending against the Street Profits. Which, by the way, did you notice that the Street Profits are back with their old school entrance with the red solo cups and the music?
I guess I missed that. No, wow.
Yeah.
Come on, I can't get a 12-ounce glass up in here.
No, you're not allowed.
I have so many, but I can't find any of them right now.
Are they all dirty?
Oh, there's one. Okay. No. Oh, no, that's a 16. There's a 12. No, I only have like 3 dirty beer glasses right now. 5, including the 2 I just drank. Anyway, he disappeared again. There he is.
This dog's going to get on my last nerves today, I swear.
I guess so.
Always when I'm doing something. Always. But what can I expect from her breed? But yeah, I mean, this was a fun match. I just feel like it shouldn't have main evented.
Agreed. Yeah, no, this should have been middle of the card. 100%. If out of 5, this should have been in the middle. Third match.
But, and my reason being that, and I get why it was in the main event, because it's the top Raw storyline right now. And with a look like that.
It's top storyline adjacent. Oh, no. So I have to explain something here.
Uh-oh.
So this is a sample that's been sitting in my fridge for a while. It's still like in code, so it's still good and everything. But it's something that like I've been putting off drinking, but the salesman keeps coming in like, you gotta try it, you gotta try it. I know I hate it already. So what this is a non-alcoholic THC infused beer. So they can't use yeast at all. So it's not a beer, but they're trying to mimic beer. And I had it about a year ago and they reformulated and were like, oh no, it's much better now. And so this is supposed to be an amber, an American amber, right? It doesn't, it smells like livestock feed.
Oh.
Let's give it a try.
And BJ and DG Talks Wrestling turns into BJ Drinks Beer.
Yeah, no, it tastes like it smells. That's all. That's all. Back to your regularly scheduled program. I just so if you see me making that face, that's why, because I'm gonna try to drink this.
He will try.
I will try.
But yeah, so what did you think of this tag team championship match overall before we get into what happened afterwards?
They really should have had the title change hands. Breaker appearing was unnecessary and kind of disappointing when there was no one there to counter that. Profits
hold on. So I'm sorry.
buried.
Hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off because while I was away from the computer and why aren't it showing on here?
Why aren't it?
There was a comment on by Declan Grant that is not popping up on here for whatever reason that I just unhid on the YouTube feed, where Danger Ass Kisser, referring to me from Declan, I seen you marking out next to Lucas Bitch yesterday.
Wow, we really got to figure out why that's happening.
Declan, calm down. It's not that serious, bro.
I will say Friday night, I stepped outside to get some fresh air, and Declan was sitting on the steps there, and I said, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he just kind of just shot me the finger, and I was like, "Okay, cool."
What a Declan.
Lives up to his name.
That grimy bastard. Like all of a sudden, I just look over at my screen and I see the comment there, and it didn't come through. There was another one as well with Classy Mike Trash asking if I was taking a leak. No, that was my turtle tank.
Yeah, he's always taking the leak.
The never-ending leak.
Do I see a little partnership, maybe?
But yeah, like with this match, nothing like I said on this card felt like a main event, including this match. Even with afterwards, you have Division retain. after what was a great blind tag that Montez Ford didn't see. I think he was talking about you and Declan being partners for something. I don't know. Wow, you know what? Hey, BJ has just disappeared. I hate to say that I agree with you, Mike, but I agree with you on this one. It really has
It's
become a
a
throwaway
throwaway
day.
$7 every month for 4 shows that you don't care about. And $7 because I refuse to pay for the premium.
Well, at one point it made sense for me to have the premium, but
Yeah, no, now it makes more sense for me to have $7 more in my pocket.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. Otherwise,
But
they
they're
do a
not.
Saturday. Yeah, and I mean, otherwise they would just do it every week. And it's not like Collision gets the best ratings anyway. I watch it in backlog because I don't have the time to watch it live usually.
Do we ever figure out what happened to that missing collision feed?
I think Captain Heel's still looking for it, in all honesty.
There were tag team title implications.
I know. Tell me about it.
Or was it the trios title? I don't know.
It was some
Oh! By the way,
doomed.
this is mainstream. Congratulations, Flying Ryan O'Neal, for making his Ring of Honor debut this week.
Yes, he had a match with Roosh Thursday night. Well, that's when it aired. I'm not sure when the match itself was taped.
When it was recorded, right.
But yeah, also Alex Price and Jordan Oliver, busted in the brain, are doing some really good things in Ring of Honor right now, building up some wins. They just beat the Premier Athletes this past week as well.
Yes. I was just going to say, Flying Ryan, we've been in love with this guy since the first time we saw him. He's been on our show before. Anytime we get to see this guy, it's a pleasure. Love what he can do in the ring, and it's good to see that he's getting where he should be.
And some could say he made his big splash in an SPO ring at Harrah's.
Some could say that.
You know, that match with Jordan Oliver, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, just real quick, I'd like to put out a little teaser photo of stuff we will be talking about on Tuesday. So here's a nice little photo of something. Who's that? Look at that referee. He looks like he's doing a fine job, doesn't he?
Couldn't help but couldn't help it, could you?
Well, the missus finally sent me everything that she got of stuff, so.
Oh, nice. I do not get the reference. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get the reference, but I'm not familiar with Owen O'Neal.
But yeah, it was a good tag team match. I really liked the blind tag finish of sorts. Yeah, that was the best refereeing I saw that entire night on that show.
Well, who else was reffing?
Isaiah, Danny, and Craig Prendergast.
Well, it was Craig automatically, you know. But Danny's a solid ref.
Yes, he is. And I think I also saw that guy doing the pre-show with Danny earlier on. I don't know.
Yeah, should really tune in to part 1 and part 2 of Fight for Lindenwald on SPO Wrestling YouTube channel. YouTube channel.
But yeah, it
A
was a
very
lot
short
of good
show.
stuff. Of course she did. Of course she did. But yeah, after the match, Street Profits lose. And for some reason, Braun Breaker comes out, spears everybody, gets them back in the ring
Why not?
just to celebrate. And because I didn't watch it live, it literally cut off with him raising their hands in the ring. But yeah, like, and I don't get why Braun Breaker had to come out if Seth wasn't there.
Yeah, like they didn't. They could have gotten a dirty win on their own. Like he wasn't really needed, especially like at the point when he showed up. Like they kind of had it under control, and then he got countered. Right? Didn't he like show up and try to spear Montez into the table and got countered?
No, I think he hits the spear.
I know he showed up and I know he got countered at some like someone
That was Monday night, I think.
that was Monday night. He got flipped onto the table. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's all a blur. That all that TV wrestling. I'm surprised I remember Monday night at this point.
But yeah.
But yeah, no, that's right. He
Very,
came in and hit that spear on
yeah,
Montez against
very
the table.
mid-show for Saturday night's main event. Like I
Lower-
said, match of the night, Penta and Ethan Page.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I want to give the second match of the night to I don't know. They're just kind of all tied for last. Like,
I would give
they were all fine.
the main event number 2.
I guess you're right there. They were all fine. Like there was nothing wrong with any of these matches, but none of them blew me away, and just honestly, nothing on this show blew me away.
I mean, I guess I'm also like just mentally to a point where I'm not expecting big things from Saturday night's main event anymore. You know,
Same, right there.
at least
something that holds my interest.
I mean, unless it's one that's a lead up to like how they did the Royal Rumble, you know, or it's one coming up before one of the bigger PLEs and stuff like that, then I expect a bit more out of it because I'm like, all right, this is part of the build up to a big PLE, not just Clash in Italy, you know, which, right. Speaking of Clash in Italy, guess what that is?
What do you guys want to talk about?
Let's talk about Gunther winning Cody's title.
Well, that's not the match I was going to start with, but all right.
Well, all right. I don't know. You got Cody on my brain now.
All right. Well, let's start there then. Cody Rhodes versus Gunther for the WWE Undisputed Championship.
Cody's got to drop this belt.
I think it's time.
100%. There's nowhere else he can go doing what he's doing now. And Gunther 100% needs to do what he did when he was on Raw with the championship on SmackDown.
Like, the only way I want to see Cody retain is if there's a direct rematch in a very short term time.
I don't even want to see.
But in this case, Cody picked up the win because this is a card full of second time matchups. So Cody won the first time around for, I think it was the Crown Jewel Championship. So at this point, Gunther should pick up this win to get that win back over him. And at this point, I think there's more room now. Cody's faced everybody practically as champion. A feud with Sami Zayn seems like it's on the horizon, and that can't be for the championship because we know they're not going to put the WWE championship on Sami Zayn.
Because they can't give people what they really want.
Well, no. What the people really want is for them to fire Sami Zayn, hire El Generico, then put the title on El Generico.
No, but there was a time when Roman faced Sammy, Sammy, I'm sure Sammy competed for other titles, like
No,
where people wanted Sammy to be the champ.
The Roman feud
But
before
I'm sure there were times
when
besides that.
no, but that was the major time where if they were going to do it. Elimination Chamber in Montreal was the place to do it, or Toronto, whichever one it was.
Yeah. But then and after, people have wanted Sammy to win the big one. Now it's to the point where people are just sick of Sammy.
And a feud with Cody, with him leaning more into this heel thing, is going to will do a lot because your top baby face does not have to have the championship always.
Right, agreed.
Hey, let's not get into any nerd stuff at the moment. All right, archives.
Oh no, try not being a Star Trek. It's wonderful.
But like I said, I have Gunther winning this. It's time for Cody to move on to other things. Gunther can, because Cody's also faced everybody. There's nobody left
Yeah,
for him to.
exactly. He does need some resolve with Orton, though.
And that can happen with a chase for Gunther. We can still get that without the championship. To where now you're kind of open to doing more because now Orton can beat Cody and could actually then put him on the shelf. Because what if the idea became we're going to put Cody on the shelf with the punt kick and strip him of the title?
Archives.
Nah, that was WrestleMania and the triple threat and her pinning Ronda Rousey. Let's all
I hope she didn't deliver her
be
lines
honest here.
like she was cutting a promo. Sorry, I can't even do the. But I'm not. I want this. I don't want to lose viewership right now.
We gotta have viewership to lose it.
Hey, we have 8,000 people watching right now.
Dude, you left out the other 3 zeros.
8 million. Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry, I read it wrong.
Jeez, man.
That's what the 8 means? That means million, not thousand? Okay.
Yeah.
You know, who knows?
All right, so now, before says we both have Gunther here on this one, I just feel like that Gunther's somebody who should beat Cody. And you can get the title back on Cody at some point down the line. But right now, let's see how the crowd reacts with him not as champion, not in a championship picture for the first time really in 4 years.
Oh, 9 million. Nice. Yeah, I just had a vision. I am an oracle, by the way. I just had a vision of Sami Zayn interfering in this match, feeling guilty about the whole him leaving Chody.
Chody Rhodes. Something Chody Rhodes.
So I could see a situation where Sammy feels guilty about leaving Cody to be choked out and comes and tries to help him and save him, but costs him the match.
Hits a haluva kick on him, setting Cody, and maybe Cody recovers groggy enough to grip him up and then falls into the sleeper. Referee wakes up and Cody's passed out from the sleeper hold.
There you go. Yeah. I could see that happening, like a potential. Either way, Chody Rhodes has to lose this championship. I'm sorry, I'm cracking myself up over.
But all right, let's move on to some of the other matches on this card. Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch defending against Sol Ruca. Does Sol Ruca get the job done?
Is it time, or are they just going to drag it out? Make her finisher look worse and worse?
I mean,
Yeah,
at this
please.
point, a conversation we had about the championships before the show and how they should be treated. In this case, Sol Ruka wins it. The championship elevates her to the next level and at least gives her a chance to be relevant. You know, like I said, I hope she debuts a new finish.
I think that was off air. We had this conversation.
Yeah. But I mentioned something about already earlier about a new finish, and I think that would be good for her to debut a new finish because everybody's catching on, and which means they're just waiting for her to go for that move. Because the one thing about that move is she has to turn her back to her opponent to do it.
So she can't really gauge where they are until she's about to jump.
Yeah. So it leaves her open. Dude, you're not down in NXT anymore facing all these people who aren't there yet, you know. Like she was in the ring with Zarya that last woman standing match. And even her own tag team partner was able to telegraph it, you know. Like it's telegraphed. We know it's coming. They know it's coming. So it's time for them to do something. Why? So she can drag Sol Ruka down to the comedy level?
Archives,
Sol
you're not
Ruka's
allowed in the
better than
writer's
that.
room anymore.
You know, I can see Becky retaining, but I'm picking Sol Ruka to win. Because, like I said, it's really time for Becky Lynch to move on to other things.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, like jobbing out to everyone in the women's championship division.
And, you know, we're going to get a rematch. And if I'm picturing the finish and given like Becky Lynch position on the card compared to Sol Ruka, I would like the shocking finish. You know, like Becky Lynch goes for a manhandle slam, Sol Ruka counters and maybe rolls up. So we get time for us to set up for that new finish. Like every time she goes for a soul snatcher, she misses it, you know,
Right.
or it gets countered where she doesn't do the flip. So that something always happens and it forces her in a situation to dig deeper. I have a
But
feeling that's kind of what they're doing.
with one show in between, is that a little too soon to like have that resolve?
Well, we still have Raw and then we have Clash next Sunday. So it
That's
would
what I'm
depend.
saying. With one
So,
show in between.
well, no. I'm just saying for like when we get there, because they're probably going to do some type of promo segment or something this week. So we maybe see her go for a soul satcher and finally hit it on Becky, but Becky still has it overall scouted. So, you know, I just want, and it gives them time if they don't know what her new move's going to be yet for her to figure it out. And you do a roll up and then you do a rematch somewhere down the line in a couple weeks where she now uses that new finish. And the best thing I think in this case would be a submission. Make Becky Lynch tap out. Because then that gets her out of the picture completely and lets her move on to other things.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I just don't see it going that way, especially the way things have been
I
going.
mean, with her athleticism, what move would you think about her doing that would fit for her?
A DDT.
I say a move off the most deadliest rope.
Oh no, the Brett rope. Um, yeah, double axe handle off the second rope. I will rule you. Um, no, I mean there's definitely something there. And a submission move, like maybe like some kind of
She's
like
hold on, a surfer gimmick, the surfboard stretch.
I was thinking more of like some kind of like abdominal stretch kind of variation, but
But
you know.
something that could be a setup out of the surfboard. I think that would be great for her because it would fit her gimmick.
Yeah, yesterday I learned that she's Hawaiian. I thought she was Brazilian for some reason.
But do you have Lynch retaining?
Uh, I think now's the time that they pull the trigger on this, and and send Becky
No, my
somewhere
only
else.
concern is she just won the belt back. This is the second PLE with her having the belt back. But she also
Had the
doesn't
belt
need.
twice before this.
Yeah. So this is a coin flip chance. But moving on, our WWE Women's Championship match. Rhea Ripley, the champion, defending against Jade Cargill in a rematch from WrestleMania. How you feel about this one?
I think Jade's little baddies are going to come into play here, and I think they're going to cost Rhea the championship.
I don't think so. I think that Charlotte and Alexa will get involved and counter that to return the favor for the tag team match on Saturday and them actually getting along.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that did plant that seed.
And because now it gives Rhea backup and even up the numbers game some.
Yeah, you're right. It does feel like it's, Rhea's new on the show. It's time for her to have, and just like the same situation with Gunther, we need those fresh matchups. We need Rhea to take on not so much for Jade as champion, but more so for Rhea because we've seen her take on everyone on the Raw roster. So we need to see her take on some fresh competition, and that can happen best as champion.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind Jade as champion. I wish they would have done more with her, but Jade can get back to the
Right.
championship.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
How you doing, brother? How you doing? Hope all is good. Cheers. Jade, she had a better run than what I thought she would have had. I just wish she would have had more title defenses.
Yeah, they really did have to sell that, so that probably will come into play.
Yeah, and they've been building that since the whole Fatal Influence thing. So it would also make sense in that aspect. But that's a match I'm actually looking forward to seeing. I think Jade works really well with Rhea, despite whatever online claims of stuff because of a tweet or something like that, which I think fans read into that stuff a little bit too much because it's really easy for them to work people online now and make something seem like something it's really not. Which is nice because it keeps kayfabe alive somehow for mainstream wrestling. Even if it's just in the slightest. There are beer masters all over archives. But yeah, when BJ returns, from what I'm assuming is this. We will be talking Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. Another WrestleMania rematch. Which I said something earlier about how Brock Lesnar returned on Monday night. I absolutely loved how they did it. Don't we all? Don't we all?
I do too.
But I absolutely loved the return because it was shocking.
Yeah. Very, very well done.
Whether we've had the thought of, all right, could Brock Lesnar come back? Was this it? We talked about it, and even then, we still thought there was a slight chance, but we didn't think it would be now. We figured he's going to get fed to Gunther. Even though I was on the standing of that, I feel like in the way I would be building Oba, that would hurt Oba in the end, not having the recognition of being Brock's actual last match.
Well, now it's up in the air. What happens after this, win or lose?
If Brock wins, I think we see 3 at SummerSlam. If that would be the case, or is this a case of Brock Lesnar didn't want to get sued, so he said he'd come back for one more match and he'll do it now instead of at SummerSlam because he doesn't want to get fed to Gunther. He doesn't want Gunther to have that recognition of beating him because there's very few people who have not only beaten Brock Lesnar but beaten Brock Lesnar more than once.
Right.
And I think Triple H is on that short list. John Cena might be on that short list.
Safer.
Cody Rhodes is, I believe Cody Rhodes beat him twice.
Roman.
Yeah. So it's a very short list. Maybe Kurt
Hawkins?
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Axel. Sorry.
Nah, man, Ryback. Disco Inferno. Booker T. Rico.
Wow. I know why you're making that reference. I know he just recently
CVV interview.
Did a CVV interview, yeah. Which I've seen a couple headlines from. Sounds interesting. I'm gonna have to go.
No, it wasn't a bad interview. I just watched the one with the guy who does the Macho Man impersonation and Will Sasso.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and that was good. But anyway, Brock Lesnar, Oba Femi.
Yeah, very well done on Raw with Brock Lesnar's surprise return. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I definitely see Oba going over.
So do I. And I think here's what I wish that they would put a stipulation onto the match this time. Just, to have that moment where Brock Lesnar can really play heel and use some weapons, and we really can push Oba to his limit and see him still overcome the odds.
Yeah, in that, and not just such a Oba dominant situation,
And now we could have an entire situation also here where Brock Lesnar just dominates the entire match and Oba just doesn't stay down, and Oba just hits that fall from grace from out of nowhere and 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I mean that's always a possibility as well.
Because then that would still say, hey, this guy got pushed to the limit, hit 4 moves at the end. People are going to complain about it just because that's what it is. But, that's showing his tenacity in the situation and how deep his tank really is.
Right.
Because think about it, Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania hit him with all his best shots. He hit Oba with an F5 and Oba sat right back up. So, hey, there's nothing wrong with doing it in that fashion. Especially if Brock is choosing Oba to be the guy to put him down.
Right. This is another one of those. It's a Mexican lager. I'm not looking forward to it.
Yowie wowie!
Smells like Pledge.
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers.
There's no alcohol in these.
4 beers.
There's no
Doesn't
alcohol.
work for me, brother.
These aren't real beer. There's no yeast.
Damn.
Oh, this isn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, I hate it, but it's not the worst. Yeah, I hate it, but it's not the worst in the world.
So, are we both in agreement here of Oba Femi going over on Brock again?
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. I know how critical I've been in the way I think Oba should be booked. But if this is a case of Brock coming back to get his and he loses Oba, and that one loss is to Brock for him to go pick it back up in a rubber band match, I'm okay with that.
I agree. Yeah, like that doesn't hurt them that much.
Because we're not talking about
Especially
it actually
Brock-
helps. I think it actually helps him if he takes the loss. It has to go do that third match to finally vanquish the Beast.
and especially if Brock gets him in a submission maneuver and makes him pass out rather than him being pinned.
What if Oba weren't to pass out from the, or say he gets him in the Kimura and they
Right.
played that he breaks Oba's arm angle and the referee was forced to stop the match and Oba never tapped.
And then that would make perfect sense, but then that doesn't work for the rubber match because it would be considered a no contest, wouldn't it?
No. If the
No, I guess you're
referee,
right,
no,
yeah.
if Brock Lesnar has him in the Kimura lock and the referee ends the match and awards Brock Lesnar the win to stop his arm from being broken worse,
Right. Yeah.
the match is over. He's just refusing to give up. So he comes back. I never gave up. The referee gave you that win. You never beat me.
Right.
In the record books, because you have to acknowledge in the record books he got the win. But as what will everybody remember? He never tapped out. Because
Right.
let's be
You could
honest,
even do
fans,
where he passes out.
I wouldn't have somebody pass out from the Kimura lock unless it's after
I'm
the
not
arm
saying
break.
necessarily from the Kimura lock.
Well,
but, like,
I mean, I don't see Brock Lesnar using a sleeper hold or a dragon sleeper or something. You can't have him use the sleeper hold because that's Gunther's finish. And if you do the same finish in two matches,
yeah.
it would have to be the Kimura lock. And you see the moment like with Triple H or something where that arm bends back and it looks broken. And it looks like he did damage to that elbow. And you just see Oba refusing to quit and still fighting up. And you can even do it where the referee turns, he goes to ring for the bell, and Oba, even with a fucked up arm, excuse my language now, with his arm messed up, is fighting up to his feet, and the bell rings with the referee ending it, showing that Oba with a busted up arm was still about to break that hold. You never beat me. The referee stopped the match before I could break it.
And yeah, no, exactly. Like
Because that's what fans will remember, not the fact the referee stopped the match and awarded it to Brock. The fact that the match was being ended and Oba was getting back to his feet to fight out of it. Which is something nobody's ever done, is fight out of the Kimura lock, I want to say. No, once it's in, it's in.
Yeah, I don't recall ever seeing anyone. But
I want to say the
he
closest
hasn't really-
might have been Trips. Triple
But he
H
hasn't-
might have been.
he hasn't used it recently. It was more of like
Cody, I want to say, was the last person he used it on, I want to say. And he couldn't even get it locked in all the way because Cody was able to fight out of it. But once it's in and he locks it in, that's usually it. So for Oba to be fighting out of it as a match is ending would be something that fans would remember and would be begging for Brock to come back for another match.
yeah. And then go away forever.
Now, but in the end, I am picking Oba Femi to win. I do think that now this could be Brock's last match if everything that of contract wise is true. But if Brock does win, the rubber match is in Minneapolis at SummerSlam.
In the
And-
Silver
At SummerMania.
Dome.
And then WrestleSlam. We're just changing up all the PLE names now.
Royal Slam, Wrestle Rumble.
Nah, man. It's the Survivor Rumble. And then it's the Royal Series.
Is that like King of the Ring?
I guess. I haven't booked it yet. I'll let you know when I get down the details, like the John Cena Classic. Which, anyway, because we still have AEW Double or Nothing to preview, and we still have one more match to talk about on Clash in Italy, and that is not just for the World Heavyweight Championship, but also the leader and either Roman staying tribal chief or Jacob Fatu becoming the tribal chief. We have for the World Heavyweight Championship tribal combat. Roman Reigns defending against Jacob Fatu. And I gotta go check on the dog again. You start talking about this.
All right. Yeah, absolutely not ones to the ones to the ground. Yeah, man, this is going to be like this is what I've been waiting for since the last PLE where Fatu kind of got screwed over and it was never acknowledged. This is let's just say I have a lot personally invested in this match. Like, look, this is really the only thing that's interesting to me coming out of WWE right now, honestly. And it's not so much because of Roman and his accolades, because it's just because of Jacob and his potential and how I know that this guy, I don't know, maybe Ginger did. Fatu's the future, and he's a little older, so there's a short window, but you got to get him in that spotlight, and I think now is the perfect time. We thought, DJ and I thought a year and a half ago that by this time he would be world champion. We thought he was going to win the Royal Rumble, and go on to win the championship, no matter who the champion was at that point. I mean, it was a year and a half ago, so we didn't know. But yeah, I really think that they need to do this right now. Roman, I've heard rumors that Roman's going away for a month or so, so it could be the right time to do it. This guy needs to be in the spotlight, and Roman, honestly, I wouldn't be disappointed if we never had to see him in the spotlight again. Um, I'm not very impressed with everything that he's done, and I'm honestly a little resentful that back 10 years ago, Vince McMahon and company felt the need to cram him down our throats and make us feel like he was the new John Cena when, uh, you know, he wasn't there yet. And even after him winning the Rumble and The Rock coming out to like help the crowd change their mind, it didn't work. But even with that, it's like we see what they're trying to do here, or at least I did, and I wasn't into it. And I've always been a little resentful to Roman. He did some good things with the bloodline, but after Suffer and Succotash, I just can't see him as a very convincing heel. Um, Even if he is like the Godfather.
The United States Championship.
Yeah, he did win the U.S. title, which I was against him winning any gold to begin with, until he gets to this point. But he's here now, and I think it's time. I don't know if you heard everything I said, but
No, I didn't.
um, I was just saying I could never get behind Roman. He was crammed down our throats, suffering succotash, and now you're trying to, he was fine as like the Godfather and everything, but even that was like, okay, great, I'm not convinced, like, yeah, his character is great, but I'm not convinced that this guy's as good a wrestler as they're making him out to be.
I mean, regardless of the situation at this point, I think it's too early for Roman to drop the title. And I think everything that's happened so far, just with this feud happening, has elevated Jacob still. It's not hurting him in the slightest, especially now he challenged Roman to tribal combat. We know what that entails from the past of the Usos getting involved. It invites outside elements. Jacob, as far as we know, has nobody on his side. Maybe a Royce Keys, maybe, who might not even be at that show. Now, there is something to say, which I'm going to respond to this, as you said. There was a point where I do agree he was cramped down our throats, but there was a moment when the Shield was still together. And I think at that point, he set the record for most eliminations in the men's Rumble, or got close to it. And I'm sitting there like, all right, I see that they're investing in him. I saw it from the beginning. And I had already put it in my head, they're giving him the John Cena treatment. It's just not more he was cramped down our throats. It's just like the succotash thing, the stupid dog food thing. They put him in stupid moments that made fans lose their faith, regardless of the situation. Let's be honest. John Cena crammed down our throats. Fans, regardless whether they are chanting "Let's go Cena" or "Cena sucks,"
it was definitely all the Rumble wins and all the opportunities that didn't feel like he really deserved.
Well, the one to where it comes out he didn't deserve was the Philly one with The Rock coming out, them sending The Rock out to try to get that pop for him.
Which I touched on while you were away. That feels forced.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying. I guess it's in my head because I saw it coming from all the years of watching wrestling. Like Hulk Hogan, regardless WCW or WWF, forced down our throats because he was the guy. John Cena was the guy.
I can't agree with you on the Hogan thing because I was too young to really.
I hated Hogan, but he was the guy in the 80s.
I was too young to be able to really identify like that. And honestly, looking back, I don't feel like it. I feel like they were just going with what was hot instead of being like, no, this guy's the future. Push him. It was, no, Hogan's over, so Hogan gets the main event.
But I mean, even with that, I could go in with Hogan into the whole WCW thing, especially in WCW. I even felt that more because they were using his name to build them.
Well, I was talking about more so in the 80s, because by the WCW days, like, more people
but by
were
that point,
everything that was going on, and it wasn't just like what we were being fed on TV.
No. But then we get him no matter what in the NWO. He drops the title, he gets the title back. He drops the title, he gets the title back. To me, that's the same thing to where we're not seeing him really chase per se. There's no work up to it. It's just, I'm getting a world heavyweight title shot because I'm Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff is in the NWO. I don't need to earn it. To me, that's being forced down our throats. Same thing. At least with Cena, he had to earn his title shots back.
At that point, yeah, but that was because, and also that's not WWE. But,
no, I said WCW.
I know. I know. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about in WWE. Like, I wasn't even thinking about Hogan in WCW. Like, when you.
It was just a trend for me, no matter what. Was every time even as a kid, if I didn't understand that yet, because I didn't feel like that till I got older. And because as a kid, I was never a Hulk Hogan fan. So, yeah, one way or the other. So I'm already opposed to the idea at that point. But now understanding it better, and I go back and watch a lot of stuff, it's kind of like, hey, they had moments here to be able to take a title off of him. But also back then, Hulk Hogan was only a 5-time WWF or WWE champion, whatever, at that point.
Well, WCW, it wasn't more so that he was forced down our throat, like, because they weren't really trying to get him over as a fit. Are you talking more NWO era?
Yes.
Yeah, like they weren't.
By the time you get him back to red and yellow, it's more that you could see he was burnt out because then the whole Bash at the Beach 2000 thing, I think it was 2000. That whole thing happens with Jarrett and all that, which was a bit of, which was, I think, full shoot.
Well, that's pretty different than like what I'm talking about as far as like Roman Reigns being forced down our throat. Like Hogan was someone who had already been there, who they were like, okay, this is what we're going with. We gave this guy creative control, and he wasn't trying to get over as a face anymore. He was just trying to he was pretty much trying to drive people away, and he did a very good job of that.
Oh yeah.
So that's a different. So that's a different situation
Now, I
altogether.
will say
Like
this.
us
Now,
being force-fed Roman until they're like, "Hey, let's turn him heel."
but
You
it
know?
now I just use Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's the one example I have of that example in the 80s, to where there was so much going on. There were still some territories. There was still a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Wrestling had not propelled into the super mainstream yet. It was still its own niche. It was on TV. You had fans, but it wasn't what it became in the Attitude Era, to
Oh
where
yeah.
it hit everywhere and everybody was all about it, because even in the Attitude Era, nobody ever felt somebody was forced down their throats, because there were so many stars being made across the board, whether they were only mid-card stars or lower card stars. Everybody had their part to play, and there were so many stars that
Yeah.
you had to rotate in and out.
Every show felt like AEW back then. Like, who's this guy? I don't know, but I'm sure he's great.
And then, like I said with Roman, I guess I see it a little. I see the same thing. I just feel differently about it, because I saw it coming in that first big moment. I'm like, oh, he's going to be the future, whether we like it or not. We're going to get fed with him. Oh, that will never be recreated. But just the idea that, the fans didn't really fully get behind him until he returned after his bout with leukemia. After that, that's where the fans really got behind him. And that's where also, I think, with working with Paul Heyman, he figured himself out, which is something I think was also an issue. Not only had he not figured himself out yet as what he was on TV, he was still being force fed as representing kind of the Shield, because he still had the Shield theme. Even though it didn't have them spelling out the letters, what was his theme song? The Shield theme. He had never was able to break away from that and become who he should have been. Like, if you go back and watch Florida Championship Wrestling when he was there, / the very beginning of NXT, that's not the Roman we see. So but I definitely do agree. Like, I saw it when it was happening. I saw it before it was going to happen. I'm like, he has the look that Vince likes. He has the skill set Vince likes, and he's going to be the successor to John Cena. That was the plan. And it's not that it was a bad plan. It's just, like I said, when we get these stupid moments, like him about to spear Braun Strowman into an ambulance, and it's a Looney Tunes moment, and Braun Strowman just steps to the side, opening the door. Or we get the dog food thing. Or we get little things like that demean who's supposed to be our hero, but not in a way that makes us want to rally behind our hero. It makes us want to look at our hero like, you've gone into the creek of shits with no paddle.
You think he was ever over as a face?
Yes. Yes.
When?
I would say with Corbin, he was over. With Braun Strowman, it was a bit more 50-50. I'd have to go back and rewatch a lot of it to see reactions. Definitely with the Shield, he was over. The fans loved the
no,
Shield.
I'm saying like on his own, like post Shield, like I wasn't including that. I know that.
No, I think he was over. It's just when we looked at how everybody else was being positioned at that point, like Moxley and Rollins, like Rollins was the first one to really break out of that group in the long run. When Plan B during that Shield reunion. Was that a reunion, or was that when they battled Evolution? Oh, nope, I lost him.
Sorry, I broke the seal. I'll be right back.
But yeah, when it comes down to this, how much I would love for Jacob to get gold. A year and a half ago, right after we got out last year's Royal Rumble in 2025 and WrestleMania, I predicted Jacob Fatu to win that Rumble and go on and win the title at WrestleMania. Obviously, that didn't happen. Oh, excuse me, but I don't feel like we're in a position where Jacob has to have the title now. I'm not opposed to him winning it. I just don't see why they do it now with Roman just winning the title. Now, if we're talking about Roman's held this title for a year and now every title defense, hey, there's a chance because of how long he's held the title. But then this is also the same person who had a grip hold on the WWE Championship for 4 years. Well, I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. He had a death grip on the Universal Championship for 4 years, and then later on unified the championship, which cultivated the creation of the championship that he now holds.
Hey, whatever. We don't have to be physically here. We're just doing this for you.
Hey, I have a face for radio, all right, and I like
we could just be voices.
Viewers.
What was I gonna say?
Words, sentences.
What were you just talking about?
Jacob Fatu having to win the title now.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember where I heard it, but I did hear that Roman is due to take time off. So it could. I think I heard he's taking June off.
Yeah, and you know what? Let me be honest. At this point, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. And also, knowing what he has to battle through, I'm more lenient to it than just being there like, hey, do what WWE, do what you gotta do. I'm not saying that. But if as long as he's not gone past that, because now once we get to like, hey, we haven't seen our world champion in 2 months. Now we're sitting there like, why is he even still champion? Why is our GM not demanding for the tribal chief to appear and address this?
What I was getting at, like, I feel like this might be the time that they throw the title on Jacob for a little while.
And Jacob now. Here we come with the problem with that. Let's say Jacob wins, Roman comes back, wants his rematch. Because my problem becomes, if this was only the World Heavyweight Championship on the line and not Tribal Chief added to it, yeah. Are we going to put ourselves in a situation where Roman returns and we have a Tribal Combat rematch and we relive the same match again, just with Roman winning?
I mean, I'm not looking further down the line.
I feel like in this case,
I just want Jacob to be champion and Roman gone. That's all I care about. Anything else I wasn't thinking about.
Push Obafemi. Push Ethan Page. Push Mello. I can sit here with names all day. If it's somebody not on the roster at the moment that I'd like to see them finally be inserted into something more than just being pawns on a chessboard, Bailey and Lyra. Like, I really liked what they were doing with them, and then they completely shifted gears on that story, and they became background noise. Roxanne Perez. Julia.
Well, the only names that come to mind for me are like Aleister Black, Wyatt Six.
She is still under contract with AEW.
I actually leaked that earlier on the show.
Oh, that's when you went to the bathroom. Okay.
No, that's not what I leaked then. No, when you went to catering, when I said that Sasha Banks would return, and it would be the Horsewomen against the Old School Divas.
Yeah.
Games. See, I remember things when they happened an hour ago.
Why? I'm sorry, I was just reading something real quick, and I'm like, why? Because I was looking at the AEW stuff because we're gonna start running that down really quick.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. God, all right, let me be honest. I'm going to say something because I don't like neither two. I'm not a fan of either one. I'll take Bianca Belair over Sasha Banks / Mercedes Monet all day.
Really?
All right. Snoop Dogg's cousin could go smoke a blunt in catering and be happy about it.
Yeah, be right there with her, but like, you know, that's
as long as it's out of Snoop's stash and not her own.
oh, of course. But yeah,
But
no, that's hilarious. I didn't know you like despised her so much.
I don't see what makes her special. She's had big matches. She's had big matches, but look at the other names in that match.
It was a match with Charlotte that I saw way back when I still like didn't realize that Charlotte was like, you know, the John Cena,
NXT.
The Rock. No. This was main roster. It was like a Falls Count Anywhere match, and they were all over the arena. And I don't know, that match, I was just like, yeah, Sasha's no joke.
Now again, so like one of the matches that really put her on the map, her and Bayley in NXT.
Right.
Like I just look at it as a whole, and when it comes down to it, I was never really been, and I've never been a fan of her gimmick, how she presents herself, whether it's AEW or the WWE. Like, I always feel like, and then when she's been in, and then when she's been, and then when she's supposed to be in matches with people where she carries the match, you know, I think that neither person looked good because she has attitude problems, just like Charlotte did.
Brandon, yeah, I have seen some matches where like they look like trash just because, you know,
I might not be a
like
fan.
Maybe she was sandbagging or whatever.
You know, to where you've never heard me say that about Bianca Belair.
Right. Yeah, no.
I'm just not. 100%. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of Bianca Belair when it comes to how she's presented. So
to answer that, it's an attitude. It's an attitude thing with Sasha.
With like her walking out was never really a surprise to me. Like that, it was more shocking Naomi went with her.
Yeah, and then Naomi had a nice little run in TNA.
You know, I always thought she was better as a tag team wrestler anyway than as a singles person. She had impressive matches, but then I always look back at who was she in the ring with when those matches happened. Some Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, other people that could carry her.
One more thing before we get to AEW. So it looks like Enzo's been spotted at the Performance Center, and they're looking to bring back Enzo and maybe Cass when his contract expires.
We talked about this last week.
I know, but now he's been spotted several times. There's a lot more report. Like then it was like, oh yeah, whatever. Now, horrible idea. That will be the end of me watching WWE.
Really? That's the end. No,
I've seen so many bad things where I'm like, if that happens, I'm out. And it's happening, like, fine. But really, I can't stand for something like that.
I was a huge fan of Enzo and Cass.
Always hated Enzo.
I like how, you know, he's the loudmouth New Yorker. And
I don't need that.
And he was extremely over at a time where the cruiserweight division got zero attention when it deserved all the attention. It took them putting that belt on him for people to pay attention to it. You know, now I'm going to say in the ring, if I'm looking at him from in-ring ass point, no, Big Cass is the one that carried the team when it came to in-ring stuff. You know, but now I will say this. Let's just look at it from a perspective. He could just be at the Performance Center because he's great on the mic, helping with teaching some of these guys how to cut promos and how to talk on a mic. Because if it's one thing he has, it's the gift of gab. That's what carried him.
They're going to put him on screen and have him,
dude, there's plenty of big names in NXT that don't appear on screen that only help with coaching and stuff. So he could be being brought in as a coach.
My dream match for Enzo is Enzo versus Simon Gotch barbed wire ropes.
Nah, man. Look, we're going to return Enzo. Obafemi will destroy him. That'll bring out Big Cass. He'll destroy Big Cass, and there you go. They'll never be seen again.
That's not how it's gonna happen. They're gonna milk them for every cent that they can get out of them.
Well, that's the TKO method. So, should we be
Exactly.
surprised here at all?
No, not surprised, but that will be the straw on the camel's back, metaphorically, and I will be done.
You know, if I was to choose what I would want to do with Enzo, what I would do, I would put him in the role of a manager or authority figure. Don't let him wrestle. Let him only be on the mic. So I think
so I can hear him.
the dude, despite our opinions, he's good on the mic. He can get a crowd behind him. And the best example I could be is the one time the mics weren't working and the crowd did his entire shtick for him and Big Cass. You know, dude, hey, you know, I feel the same way with certain people. Like, I don't know why the crowd's behind them, but hey, it is what it is.
The crowds don't necessarily like someone. It's just repetition. They know the phrase. You know what I mean?
Well, but back to
it's not a tribute to the person. It's more, a tribute to their memory and hearing a phrase over and over again and repeating it when they hear it.
I mean, back then though, when he was there regularly, he was over. Him and Cass were over. The fans were behind him. And even him as a heel, you know, the fans were just still there.
I don't know. Maybe I watched on mute a lot because I always hated him and I just assumed everyone else did.
But yeah, we'll quickly give some picks for AEW, but I have Roman Reigns retaining and staying Tribal Chief. If Tribal Chief wasn't on the line in this match, I would pick Jacob.
Yeah, I got Fatu.
I mean, I will be happy to acknowledge Jacob Fatu as my Tribal Chief.
Well, I'm not Samoan, so I won't be doing that, but...
I mean, I'm not Samoan either, but I will still acknowledge him.
I'm not in a tribe that I know of.
But, all right, all right, that's an eliminator, so we won't talk about that. I'm not going... Oh, I kind of want to see that match. So, I'm just looking at the buy-in matches at the moment. And the only one I really want to talk about is the Ops, Hook, Anthony Bowens, and Shibata versus the Death Riders, Daniel Garcia, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta.
Wow, that sounds like a really good match. Just 6-man tag or any steps?
No, it's a pre-show match.
Right, okay, yeah. I would love to see the Ops win. I don't know. I think this one goes to the Death Riders.
I'm taking the Ops.
Okay.
For whatever reason.
I hope it happens.
Yeah. But the other matches is like a 5-minute eliminator match for the women's tag team champions taking on Zeta Steel and Viva Van.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, let's get to the main card. And I'm just going to run the list how they have it. Stadium Stampede. The Demand with the Dogs and Andrade and Mark Davis, who is the national champion, taking on Chris Jericho, the Hurt Syndicate, the Young Bucks, Jungle Jack Perry, and Kenny Omega.
Yeah, it's one of those matches where it doesn't really matter who wins. This match is just going to be complete chaos.
Yeah, I'm taking Team Jericho, though.
Yeah, I'll take Team Jericho, but at the same time, like, it's not about win or lose. It's just about the destruction.
Chaos. This is about chaos. Yeah. Up next, the first round starts for the women's Owen Hart tournament quarterfinals, which is the first round, whatever. Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena, the longest reigning champion ever in Ring of Honor history, regardless of the championship, taking on Mina Shirakawa. And that title reign is currently at 1,261 days.
Doesn't even seem like she's been away from WWE that long.
Yeah, right. I'm taking Athena.
Yeah, no, I think Athena retains. I just haven't seen enough out of Mina lately.
She's had some good showings, but
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah, I'm
But
taking.
Athena is no joke. Like,
All right, and then for the men, because the men have 2 matches, the women have one tonight. I think one of the men's tournament matches. Swerve Strickland taking on I said world. Ring of Honor world champion Bandito.
whose house?
Swerve's house.
Yeah, no, Swerve wins this one. Yeah, I just can't see a situation where I mean it's going to be a great match, absolutely. Are Bandito and Brody King still a thing?
Yeah,
Okay, they stop because I've only seen them solo lately.
yeah, they just been pursuing their own things, but they still
Right.
are shown together and stuff. I didn't really get to the one thing I didn't have time this week for was any AEW, and I feel bad because there's a couple things I've been wanting to follow, but reasons why.
Dynamite was really good.
Dynamite's been good lately a lot, so I tried to do my best to make time to watch it, just couldn't happen. Next up, the other Owen match. Samoa Joe versus Will Ospreay.
As much as it pains me to say right now, I think Osprey wins this one.
Painful. I but I'm with you. I'm with you. I have Will Ospreay as well. Just finally cleared for action, and there's a bit of a storyline that's been going on between the Ops and the Death Riders, both trying to get him to join. So I've been really
Right.
enjoying that. I just like it. I think Will Ospreay wins and moves on to the next round. I think Will Ospreay is going to be champion before the end of this year, or at least
Oh
early
yeah,
next year
definitely,
at the latest.
definitely. Yeah, without a doubt. Right now though, yeah, I think he beats Joe, and it sucks because Joe is one of my all-time favorites in the ring, and just the fact that he's in the position he's in now, where he's putting over these other guys, and like that's his role now, you know.
3 returns.
Hmm.
Number one, if I'm going to go with recently released, the New Day. It's a
That
travesty. If
that counts
it's,
as one.
I would hope so.
Well, it's two people, but it counts as
But,
one.
I'm going in tag team aspect and not just one. Uh
All right, then the Wyatts, Aleister Black, New Day.
you know what? If it could happen, John Moxley back as Mox and not Dean Ambrose, but I would understand why the name change would still happen because that's how WWE fans already know him. They already have the trademark for it, so whatever. And you know what? As a tag team, Edge and Christian.
Yeah, no, that would be great.
That
Uh, go.
you because there's just so many names in my head that
That's what I was gonna say. There's so many
like
that like I can't just pinpoint any one in
yeah.
particular.
And I think I could do it for both the men and the women, having a bit more time to think about it. Uh, but moving on, John Moxley, who will be defending his Continental Championship in a no time limit match against 1/3 of the World Trios champions, Kyle O'Reilly.
On Dynamite, this was set up by a time limit draw between the two.
Yeah, that was a match I wanted to see this week.
A very, very good match. Dynamite holds my attention. Like their matches, like I am focused on when it comes to WWE. Like I know I can just listen for the cues and like I don't have to like be paying attention. I can be on my phone. I can be. But I mean, this match, like, my eyes were not apart from the screen. This was such a great match. Um, I'm gonna go Moxley in this one. The the way the storyline has been built up at this point, I really feel like Moxley's gonna pull this one off.
I agree, but I think we could see the moment where it could possibly go the other way, and it just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you know, like getting closer to that draw type deal, you know, because they've been doing that a lot with a lot of his matches lately have been going to that close to that time limit draw.
Right, yeah. And you know, when you're that dominant, like, don't play with your food, just eat.
Seriously, right?
When you're a John Moxley, like, what are you doing going to time limit draws? Come on, man, put them away.
Hey, man, I absolutely agree. But let's see. Up next, which is another match because I mentioned these guys. All right, both these teams, FTR. I know it's not just three, but FTR is another team I would love to see return to WWE. For the AEW World Tag Team Championships in a New York Street Fight I Quit match, which an I Quit match is pretty much a street fight anyway, but whatever. Putting all these words together. FTR defending against Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. And if Christian Cage and Adam Copeland lose, they must retire.
I think they win the belts and go on a nice little run.
I agree, and I hope after the match there is a 5-second pose.
It's true. It doesn't feel like they've been building them up to be done right now. You know what I mean? It feels like there's more of this story.
Agreed. I've really been enjoying this feud, though, and I like how it's intertwined with other things along the way, like with the conglomeration and stuff like that. And it looks like AEW, just real quick, not that we're doing a watch along or anything, but if you throw on the pre-show they have going, the buy-in or whatever, we're about to be getting the 5-minute women's tag team championship eliminator. And Christopher Daniels is refereeing, are managing Zeta Steel and Viva Vaughn.
Interesting.
Yeah, our own Danny Orr is also there tonight.
Oh, that's right.
So BJ and DG Talk Wrestling / Wicked Works representing at Double or Nothing. But yeah, moving on for the internet, another match I've been looking for. God, I'm going to actually be into a lot of these matches tonight. Another match I'm looking forward to for the International Championship, the Rainmaker, Kazuki, I can't say his first name. Kazuchika Okada taking on the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita. But I can say that, right? Go figure. You know, I got Takeshita in this one. How about you? I've been enjoying the build up to this feud, and I think him winning the titles in the right direction.
Yeah, Takeshita. I feel like this is a match I might have seen 10 years ago in New Japan.
And the very Okada going over the green guy. Yeah, that would have been very early on, and that's probably not that match. This will wipe that one off the record books.
Oh, yeah, no, obviously, yeah. Things are way different now.
So, who do you have in this?
Takeshita.
I agree. Moving on for the AEW Women's World, Hekla defending against three former champions in Jamie Hayter, Hikaru Shida, and Chris Statlander. I personally think Tekla retains.
I was gonna say the same, but if anyone were to take it, it would be Statlander.
I if I'm picking to not retain Shida.
Okay. But yeah, no, Tekla's retaining. She's just on fire right now.
And then our main event of the evening for the AEW World Championship. Darby Allin defending his title against MJF, who is defending, keeping his hair. If MJF does not win this championship, he will be shaved bald. And I know I said this last week, 2 weeks ago, they did the opening of Dynamite. And he's talking to somebody, and then everybody he walks by afterwards, after that interview, is bald. And absolutely love it.
It was an interesting segment on Dynamite leading into this match where MJF tried to shave Darby Allin's head in the ring, but Darby Allin was able to fight him off. Yeah, I think MJF wins this.
So do I.
I'm
'Cause-
better than you, and you know it. You fucking mark!
That's what I was going for.
Yeah, I know
yeah,
just
no,
time to get
I
out
think,
to make sure I hit both.
I think Darby Allin might take a little time off. He's definitely banged up after just these brutal matches that he's had for the last month or two.
Yeah, he ever since he's won this title, and they've really played it up that every match he has less and less in the gas tank. And he's taking on all comers. Credit to him. But as I've said, I knew they would do it, but Darby Allin's not a long-term champion with his style. Like, it's really hard to do that. And maybe he'll win it back at some point later in the year. Or at some point, and lesson learned, he'll
I
defend.
could see him being a frequent champion, but with very short runs.
Oh. So like The Rock, who never had a true meaningful run as champion.
Like the opposite of Roman.
Oh, he held it for 1,300 days? Well, this run, we're going to let you hold it for 13 days.
Yeah, but you're going to win it 86 times in your career,
We're
Maybe
going to
not
give
that.
you the R-Truth 24/7. Like I said, I was against Darby ever being champion. I knew he would win it at some point just because of how much he's been the face of that company. And
It's a fan service thing.
Yeah. Put that belt back on MJF.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody needs to see a bald MJF.
Even though here's what I picture him pulling the Kurt Angle thing with something on his head, holding on a wig or something like. A bald MJF is comedy gold, but I don't want that right now. MJF needs to be champion. There are tons of new contenders, and in all honesty, I think there's money in Will Ospreay versus MJF for that title.
I like it. Look at you cowards.
But yeah, other things, is interesting things that happened this week. I really like the Danhausen segment on SmackDown with all that. I've just been enjoying it. It looks like he's building some type of Frankenstein, which in my head, I'm like, that doesn't fit him. It's a Hausenstein.
I don't know. I didn't catch SmackDown. And
Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes. Very good match.
I did hear about that.
That was pretty good. Trick Mello had a really good match this week, which it looks like that's going to lead up to other things. Ricky Saints got involved in that, so I think they're going with the whole Mello Saints feud. Didn't get to watch NXT this week, unfortunately. I'm hoping to catch it. Maybe I'll watch it tomorrow just so I can watch it. I've enjoyed NXT immensely over the last several months. I think it's the best thing WWE's putting out right now. But there is other wrestling to watch. And don't forget to join us tomorrow night after Monday Night Raw for the Raw After Show. Myself and BJ will talk about all the ongoings of Monday Night Raw from last night, which should be interesting considering it is the go home show before Clash in Italy. Also, don't forget to catch us Tuesday night, 6 p.m. I guess I'll announce it now for those watching. Devlin Ridley will be our guest, as we will have him on at the top of the show.
We've seen him several times in SPO/PWU. He actually was on commentary Friday night.
Yeah, he was also on commentary for part of the show yesterday as well. Also, you will get to hear everything that led to this moment with that great refereeing there. Let me tell you. And then after that, there's a lot coming up on Tuesday. We'll be talking about this week's go home show for PWU Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Ian Knox will be a special enforcer, which we would assume will be for this match. Billy Gold, also one half of the PWU World Tag Team Champions, Freak the Mighty, defending his championship against one half of the backseats, the Batman, Tommy Grayson. As his brother, Justified JP Grayson, will be getting a rematch against PWU champion and the other half of Freak the Mighty and the PWU Tag Team Champions, Pat Dynamite. And then after that, Ladies Night, June 6th, Pro Wrestling Star Academy. Can't go wrong with Ladies Night. And then June 14th, Sideshow Pro Wrestling, Camp Carney, which yours truly are sponsors of, as well as Wicked Work. So make sure if you haven't subscribed yet, especially here on YouTube, subscribe. Also find us on Twitch. You can find us on Facebook and you can find us on Instagram. Follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Billboard Billy Gold's the man.
Oh, he's getting a lot of people's attention. In fact, we will be seeing him next Saturday. I will. I don't know if you're going. We'll be seeing him next Saturday in Mawa.
Yeah, and also after that, there'll be a special Mawa episode.
Mawa Wednesday.
Yeah. Lots of fun stuff coming up at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy. This one's a little further out, but
yeah. Still worth putting up there.
Hell yeah. But yeah.
We've seen what Connor Claxton can do when he took on the feral face in a losing effort. Oh yeah, archives. Somebody did say Mawa. They have a show coming up next Saturday, and I'll be there along with Pete the Ball and potentially Mr. Ginger over here.
Yeah, potentially. There's a chance. But yes, everybody, thank you for joining us on this evening. I'm going to get ready and I'm going to enjoy some AEW Double or Nothing. They got the 6-man tag, the Ops and the Death Riders going right now on the pre-show. They're about 42 minutes out from starting. So everybody, be good to each other. Have some fun. Enjoy some wrestling. Let's not crap all over people who don't enjoy what we like. You know, and if you live in the area, please come out to the Pro Wrestling Star Academy on our show days. We put on great shows. And as I just said a couple minutes ago, do not forget to follow us. You can see it here at the bottom of the screen where we are available at BJDG Talk Wrestling. But until next time, that's BJ over there. Turn my hands enough. It's awkward angle. I am the Danger Ginger. And like I said, be good to each other. And we are out of here.
It's my Y heavyweight champion, Big Billy Gold. You're watching BJ and DG talk wrestling, and that's gold. That's Billboard Billy Gold, and this is gold. This is Billboard BJ and DG talks gold.